So, hello everybody, I'm back again. This is part 2 of working on the Riviera. I'm going to do one every week. Obviously, I don't spend a ton of time working on this car, but I want to get it done because, I'm getting paid. So, we're back. We're going to do wire in the relay today for the brake lights to go all the way to the back. We're going to check everything. I am extremely tired. Today was a very long day at work. And I think that's the most I've ever sweat in my life. So I'm disgusting. I cannot wait to go home and shower. I'm gonna probably put in a good hour. I have the correct wire. Ooh, that's not funny now. I have the correct gauge wire to actually run the I can't think of the name. Currently, to run the power wire to the accessory power to actually switch on the relay. And then the ground side circuit, I'm not going to wire that in yet because we don't have the brake lines done. I'm actually going to talk about doing that today with the owner of the vehicle, see what we can figure out as far as a deal, and hopefully get parts or, just get everything else done. Still got to rewire all of the stuff in the back. I'll make a video on that. He's working outside, so sorry for the quality of the audio, but I'll get back to you in a minute once I have some more done on the wheels. Okay, so we're back. I have the pins all figured out. I forgot exactly what I was doing. So if you look in here closely, you have 87, 85, 30, 86, and 87A. Basically, what a relay does is it takes a signal from one of these pins and has a little circuit. So say this is for ease of absorbment of information. Power comes in from a signal, little signal switch. So it can be, we'll say that's 1 volt, which will then excite a coil and travel to ground. But while that coil is excited, it will flip a switch in here where you have 12 volts going in. It'll close the circuit between one pin here and another pin there and send a large amount of energy or current across a longer distance, which is better for if you're trying to power a fuel pump, something that will take more energy, or send signal from the brakes to the rear of the vehicle. A relay isn't always needed, but for higher energy output things like, if you're adding an LED light bar on your truck or your Jeep, or doing something along that lines, or even for a winch or something small like that, it's very crucial that you figure it out. Of course, they don't make it easy because I will insert an image in here of what pin does what, but I'll explain it to you. So, like I was saying, you see the image on the screen. There is a 87, 85, 30, and 86 on a relay. So, 86 is signal power in. We'll say that's 1 volt for ease of reference. That goes through the coil, which you follow the line down through the little squigglies up, and that goes to ground. That is just a generic pass through power to ground circuit. Then you have 30, which is battery power in, which is straight off the battery. Your main 12 volts, the best voltage you're going to get, the cleanest voltage, which then has a switch. When 86 gets that power and excites that coil, it'll flip the switch to 87, which then gives you 12 volt power out to whatever you need across, obviously, a finite distance. So based off of that information that I just showed you, these two this is, I believe, signal in, which can be any voltage as long as there is voltage to excite the coil, and this is the main power in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to splice these together because I'm using a ground side switch, meaning there will be a switch between the ground and the actual chassis that when you hit the brakes, it'll activate that connection there, giving you ground, which will send power to the rear. I was an idiot and didn't bring connectors, so I am just going to go through the motions of getting this together for today, and then I'll come back and finalize it. But I do have ring connectors, and I do have a thicker gauge wire, which I will run over to my little distribution panel here, which should work just fine because this is seeing 12 volts like the rest of the system. But then I might actually splice in a little video of me doing the wiring back here at home. Obviously not, I don't have the supplies here, but I wanted to show that relay and give a walkthrough of what a relay does. Hopefully it helps somebody wire in their own relays. There will be rat trap content coming next week, as well as some little stuff I'm going to do to my personal truck. But I'm going to go jump ahead in time to when I'm at home and wiring in those back lights. I will see you then. Okay, we're back. I'm at my house, relaxed, rejuvenated, showered, and ready to wire. So what we have here is just a basic layout of where I want the lights. I'm going to do turn signals on the outside on both sides, brake lights in the middle, and then these are going to be running lights. These are grounded sockets that actually, when you insert them in the bumper, the metal touches the metal of the bumper and gives you a great ground, which will allow this to light up. Basically, I'm just going to make a little sub harness for all of these lights, and I will loom it later, but for now, it's going to get some zip ties to hold everything together and make it look pretty, as well as some electrical tape. And I'm going to go through that. I'm currently just at my little computer station where I do some editing and research, anything I need to do, but it'll serve the purpose I need it to do perfectly fine. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set you up on a time lapse so you can watch, and we'll go from there. Okay, so basically I have one half of the harness done. This is obviously extremely long. I'm using yellow as a ground, keeping that consistent with a white wire as the positive. And then obviously I have the running light kind of hooked in. I gotta cut this crappy splice that the previous shop did out, and I'll extend this wire a slight little bit just so I have enough wiggle room to work. And then I will wire it to these connectors. The brake lights, or no, sorry, turn signals, my fault, will not be there on their own circuit. And then I will have to do the same for this side. And this side will be a lot shorter because the hole to send wires through is on the driver's side of the car compared to the passenger. But the passenger side is pretty much done. I got to do a little bit of cleanup, and then we're good to go. So I wrapped up the other side, obviously zip tied some stuff. Some wire color changes a little bit, but basically the same thing. I'm going to wait to actually wire in the connector for the main pigtail, just purely because I want to make sure that I have everything cut to length and I don't have, obviously tons of extra wire that I have to try and tuck, as well as I may need to cut these zip ties off and extend some wires, shorten some wires, whatever the case may be. But for the most part, both of these harnesses will come together and make one, which will then give us all of our backlights. And I also have to add in the tag light as well. That's something I cannot forget about, and that will be on with the running lights because these are supposed to come on with the headlights. Headlight switch turns on, these come on. But that's all for this video. I'll bring back more Riviera content next week or possibly the week after. It depends on how the week goes. Um, I believe that was part 2 of the Riviera. Please like, share, and comment on the videos. Hit the subscribe button, and let me know how you like the content. If you like the time lapses, I'm trying some new different things to see what people like, people don't like. Um, Let me know. Give me feedback. I appreciate all of it. I take it with a grain of salt if you want to be insulting, which is understandable. But let me know what you like and dislike. But till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.